morning, and welcome to Volume 2, Issue 5 of Coffee with Ciara. Cheers. It's the end of January, and I am still loving the sunny, cold days that we're having. I have a 9-mile run today, and the weather is absolutely perfect for that. My long runs, I usually start a little later in the morning, and by the time the sun is up around here, it's actually pretty warm, like it feels like spring, which is just perfect. Like, it's perfect running weather. I even got a plant at Trader Joe's yesterday and potted some little herbs to start a little windowsill herb garden, and I keep having to remind myself it's January. Short California winters. It's how it goes, I guess. But I'm looking out. I've got my big giant window here, and looking at the very, very clear, cold blue sky, and looking forward to my long run today. I'm super pleased that 9 miles. So, backstory: I was head casing over doing more than 6 miles. I did 7. 7 was fine, and then I was like, oh no, now I have to do 8, and I did 8, and 8 was fine, and so now I'm like, I can do a half marathon. No worries. Which is a really nice place to be 3 weeks from a half marathon, or however many weeks out we are. So my running is going well, the weather is going well. Oh, biggest news, we bought a house, which is super, super exciting. So I'll be recording. I'll probably do a little walkthrough tour at some point. But we're moving in end of February. Escrow closes towards the end of February. And yes, it's been a long time dream, and we're very, very excited that it has finally come to fruition. And we found this adorable little house. It's right on the outskirts of downtown. It's like a 15-minute walk into downtown. Jamie and I went and had brunch at one of our favorite little spots, and we actually parked at the house and walked to it and walked back through the neighborhoods. So we are very excited. That's one of the exciting things that I was waiting to share with you. And escrow closes on the 17th, and then it will be official. But yeah, it all happened really fast. We were looking for like 10 days before we put in the offer, and it was accepted. And yeah, it's just kismet. It's very exciting. So with that exciting news, happy times over here. I will say I have also had lots of waves of anxiety, because buying a house for the first time is a brand new thing to me. So, but it's a roller coaster, like all of life. I wanted to share my latest knitting project. These are just a couple of swatches for a sweater that I'm going to start for Jamie. You can see this one. I'm not going to use this needle because it's way too open. Nobles is shaking the camera, sorry. Way too open. This is better, but it's still not quite to gauge. So those of you who understand knitting and yarn will understand what I'm about to say. But those of you who don't, just ignore me for the next 30 seconds. So this is technically a worsted weight yarn. The pattern calls for DK. And so I assumed I would have to like adjust the gauge, go up a needle size, but it's actually looking like I have to go down a needle size. Now, I have not worked with this yarn before. It's Brooklyn Tweed, and I have not blocked either of these. I'm going to steam block them later today. I think I'm going to go a size down, needle size down, and see how I like that fabric. And go from there. I do have to block them to see if I get gauge, but it's looking like I'm going to get gauge even with the worsted weight. Worsted and DK are sometimes basically the same thing anyway. So it's kind of objective, or subjective, I should say. So anyway, this is a moss stitch. It's going to be a cable knit cardigan, but moss stitch will be the kind of base stitch that I use when not cabling. So that's the latest in the knitting news. Excited to start a new sweater and finally start a sweater for Jamie. He doesn't care if I knit him sweaters or not, but I want to knit him a sweater because I've knit myself like 8 sweaters. It's time for him to get a sweater. In painting news, I finished this piece. I think I may have showed, I did show the in progress in the email last week. But this is the finished piece, Peregrine Falcon on the North Rim. I really like how this turned out. You've got some nice glare from the windows going on there, but love how this turned out. I'm very pleased with it. So I've kind of decided I'm doing like a Birds of Chico series, just because I like birds and I like Chico and they go together. So so that's Peregrine Falcon on the North Rim. This size, 9x12, is 215 for the original. I will have prints available. I think I'm gonna save them all up. I haven't really shared them with anyone publicly yet. Just you guys and friends and family. So I think once I'm done with the series and get it all framed, I'll shop it around to coffee shops and maybe local galleries, see what happens. And then this is the next piece in the series. I'm waiting for, you can see the shine, the little extra shine going on down here. Waiting for that to dry before I adhere the birdies. But this is from a photo, oh, these are all from photos I've taken. So this is from a photo I took on a run home on East Avenue in the evening. The sky was gorgeous. And I have these 2 little mourning doves that are gonna go right over the top of that. So that is what's going on in the painting land. I have another piece started. It's also from a photo I took hiking up in Upper Bidwell. I think I'm gonna put a turkey vulture over that one because it's those of you who are familiar with the Chico area and Chico hiking, it's the part of Upper Bidwell, it looks over Big Chico Creek, kind of with like each of the buttes, or they're not technically buttes, each of the big old hills, the one that is 32 and the one that is farmland, I guess, as they come down and then come, into that little Big Chico Creek Valley, there are always turkey vultures flying around there and looking awesome. So I'm gonna put a turkey vulture on that one, I think. Yeah, I want to do an owl. I want to do a bat. I actually thought about doing a bat on the sunset one. Let me show off my little peregrine falcon again. Anyway, I'm excited about this little series. It's been fun. It's been fun to do some local landscapes, and I've got, I'm always taking pictures when I'm out on runs and hikes and things, so I do have a couple of photos from our trip to Alaska that I want to paint still, so I may pepper those in. And then I still want to do some more paintings of saints and deities, so those are just ongoing projects that I've got. Let's see. Big news week. It was a big news week. I had 2 paintings. I have a house. I'm running around. Yeah, I really think that's all I have to report. This coming weekend, at the time that this video drops, I am doing Flume Street Market officially. Last time market wasn't actually happening, I set up anyway and made some sales. But so Chico locals, come by Flume Street on Saturday between 11 and 4 p.m. I will be there. Be there with a bunch of other awesome makers. I'm very excited. I enjoy Flume Street quite a bit. It's a great little community. Lots of fun-loving people. They've always got live music and food and stuff. So I also just recently learned that the Flume Street Market started during the pandemic, which is kind of cool. I mean, starting a gathering during a pandemic, I'm not going to get into that. But it's outdoors. It's a great way for people to connect to local artists. A great way for local artists to connect with the people. It's a really fun community, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So that's happening this weekend, and yeah, I feel like things are starting to move. Last week I was talking about how I was feeling like I had all this energy to move and nothing was happening. Wow, that's quite a shadow there. We've got lots of glare coming in from the morning sun. And I feel like I'm gaining traction now. So, oh, so bright. I'm gonna hang out over here. So, depending on where you are, maybe you are in a place where you still need some of that building of energy to feel like, okay, now it's time to go. Maybe you're in a place where you're ready to start gaining that traction. Wherever you are, I hope that you are honoring where you are. I hope that you are able to trust that things will change the way you want it to soon. Another concept I've really been leaning into or trying to sink into is the concept of abundance versus scarcity. The house has brought up a lot of that conflict in me, and I've had to be very intentional about inviting an abundance mindset, because it really is just a mindset shift. If you're able to start looking for the ways that your life is abundant, you will see it. And so I hope that if you are feeling that scarcity, that you're able to make that mindset shift and write down some things that make you feel abundant, make you feel like you do have enough and more. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday, a great rest of your week, and I will see you this time next week. Bye.